I have read the Bible at least 24 times. So what? And that's from Genesis to Revelation. Probably the New Testament another 40 times. At least 20 times more. I'm saying that because my flesh does not like to read the Word. For me, the only time I really read God's Word is in times of crisis. I lived in Skid Row. The Skid Row district, it's not just a street, it's like more than a square mile. It's bigger than that now, it grows, but the city of Los Angeles, you could get a map, it's 500 square miles. You get a district map. There's all these, they call them districts. And Skid Row is one of them. And I saw a lot of people die in Skid Row. Drug overdoses was common, and I do not want to die like this. And that, I read the word God's word maybe a dozen times just through those years of living there. I think I lived there 7 years. Something like that. So, my flesh doesn't want to read the word. My flesh wants to say, oh, I've read this already so many times, I don't want to read this again. And it's sin. To not read God's word is sin. To not read, just like not paying your tithes and offering, is sin. We are to study to show ourselves approved. So it's something that, now that I'm a TI, again, struggling, the Lord really is like taking a horse to water. He really had to get on me and get me to start reading His Word again. But the reality is that God's Word is infinitely wise. There's wisdom. There's how to live your life. There's always more to learn, more to learn, more to learn. And the attitude's not a good attitude that my flesh is like, I don't really want to read the Word. That's not good. So having read the Bible so many times, I tended to read it like you would read a novel. And much of the Bible can be read that way. But now I study the Word a little bit more. I annotate. Before I start a new book, I go to YouTube and I'll get a synopsis of that book, and I'll get a synopsis from different people, and there'll be other insights that I can look into. So I'm beginning to study God's Word, and committed that even when God ends this TI program, that I will continue to read His Word at least an hour a day, which is where I'm at now, and more on Friday and even more on Saturday. So I wanted to share that. I encourage you to get into His Word, to read His Word. The majority of Christians have not read God's Word from Genesis to Revelation one time. So if that's you, you can read God's Word just like you would read a novel, but you want to do that, okay? You don't have to study in depth. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was God, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. God bless. Please help my humble channel to grow. Like, subscribe, and share.